Hello, this is the Monday Agenda. The Monday Agenda is yet once again celebrating the 75 years anniversary of Pakistan since it got its independence. Tanzania will be celebrating 60 years of independence this December. A lot is unfolding, and we celebrate always the relationship between Pakistan and Tanzania, bilateral. But today we have a very special program where we are celebrating culture. And this is part of the 75 anniversary of Pakistan. And with me on the Monday Agenda today is Dr. Rahat Naveed Masood and Ms. Amna Ismail Pataudi. Welcome to the program. And thank you, first of all, for coming to Tanzania and bringing this beautiful art.
Thank you.
Maybe to start the Monday Agenda, the viewers would be keen to know who are these very important guests on the Monday Agenda. So please tell us about yourselves.
My name is Rahat Naveed Masood, as you just introduced, and I am a professional painter. I have been a teacher, I am a teacher, a curator, and an educationist. And I have been involved in administration as well. I've been the principal of a prestigious Punjab University College of Art and Design, and we've been having exhibitions, and obviously as a professional artist, what all it entails. So I'm, have been busy with that.
As my friend introduced herself, we are artists. My name is Amna Patodi, as you said, and I also have a journey of art. Throughout all these years, I have been contributing in different ways. I also taught in the university, and then I moved to more vibrant scene of art by contributing it with the cultural ministry of Pakistan. And I was contributing as a curator, administrator, executive director, director of visual arts for national and international exhibitions in Pakistan. Our the capital is Islamabad, as we all know. But as you said, that you have made this journey. Basically, the desire or the fire which motivates an artist is their passion.
Yes.
No matter what you do, whatever field you are in. So that's the main source of fuel which made things happen for us.
Mm-hmm.
And while I was in the service, I also felt that there is a lot of room where we can contribute and do certain things which can make the difference. So that's the main source of all this, whatever is happening around.
Okay.
We planned events. We curated Islamabad Art Festival 2019 for the first time, where 35 countries were involved, and the artists were came with their work, with their cultural troupes and stuff, and we catered them in Pakistan. As you know, Pakistan hosts, the hospitality is very famous because they just like generously welcome different cultures and art, and whatever is happening there is part of their life, and they are very welcoming people of Pakistan, and that was the main source. In fact, I retired in 2019 as a executive director, National Art Gallery. So I thought that this journey should not stop. And this is the message, in fact, I would like to give every nation, that your people, when they are seasoned, they go through the journey of learning and experiencing and fighting the odds and making things possible for themselves and others, then they should be given opportunity to contribute in a more proper way. So these think tanks should be the hub of creativity in a way to just depart the knowledge to the youngsters. And we learn so much from them because they have gone through the journey. And that was the main source which kept me going. In fact, I had many offers that I can just like join in as a advisor, though I contribute in that way, I'm a member of different organizations. But I just felt that I should start something on my own.
Oh, of course.
And where I have no hitches that I have to ask permission from someone, and I'll contribute generously for the development of art. So I just shared my idea with a few of my like-minded friends, and Dr. Naveed Masood was one of them.
Excellent.
I had another friend of mine, he's a great contributor, and he works for the development of art and culture, being the culture minister, Sayyid Imtiaz Hussain Gilani. I must mention his name, that he also contributed a lot, and he was also the driving force that people should do something.
Okay.
And his experience helped us a lot. Then there is Dr. Sadia Kamran. She also is a contributor of art and culture in Pakistan. So she also joined hands. So we developed a project which is called Badban,
Okay.
particularly this exhibition. But the source behind that was for art's sake. So while I was working, I just thought that we are doing things for ourselves, for individuals, but let's do something for art, for the development of art. So it should have, that was my thought behind, that we should have a platform where we should not be biased by any group, by anything, and everyone should be given that due respect and importance and attention that he should feel someone.
Absolutely.
And the message should be that we all should contribute in our own way. Whether you have done a formal degree in art or you are a talented artist who is contributing through learning and experiencing their own experiences. So that was the main source. So I started this group which is known as For Art's Sake.
For Art's Sake.
For Art's Sake.
Okay.
That's the main force. You can see the logo behind this thing.
Okay.
So it's a very simple gesture that for art's sake you can contribute. So we then that was the motivating force. And then this opportunity came that why shouldn't we take our first exhibition of contemporary art to a country where up till now nobody has taken the chance.
So congratulations on For Art's Sake. It's a beautiful initiative, and Tanzania is delighted to actually be amongst the first country to
Yes.
actually have this. So if I look at your work,
Yes.
what do I see? I know they say a good picture is worth 1,000 words, but what message are you trying to convey through these beautiful images?
The thing is that every individual, if I'm talking about my own art,
Yes.
I'll say that my painting is just hanging right here. I
Okay.
have contributed towards this 75th Independence Day of Pakistan. The thought behind was that we are having this journey in Pakistan for Pakistan. And that event motivated or triggered a thought. And unconsciously, it was amazing that when I was just like painting, it was a blank canvas in front of me, and the first thought came to me was hope, faith. And youth is our foundation, because that takes you on and on and on. And so I just felt that our motivation and devotion towards our country is the main thought right now on this white canvas. And there was nothing else. And then the colors started appearing on the canvas, and which were different strokes of green. And the green is the power, the spirituality, the thought and faith, because it has a different kind of a connection to the soul.
And life.
And life.
Yes.
And life. So the colors started taking their own shapes. And then suddenly I realized that white is also very much there, which is that faith. In our flag, if you see the Pakistani flag, you
Yeah,
can
it's
see green and white.
Yes.
So somehow these colors were appearing, and then the hope, then I just like felt that yellow. Yellow is something which is very strong. It gives you the bonding. And then the face. And somehow it was taking its own shape, and when I ended up, it was my flag. So the main motivation for this particular painting was, because events and the social surroundings affect me somehow, and it just happens. And then you'll see there are a few 3 or 4 lines at the end, and that was my connection to Tanzania, because that was also happening to me at that time, that there is blue, royal blue,
Yes.
very sparkling royal blue, there is black, there is yellow. So I just made those strokes, that somehow the message is that we all are connected. Being human beings in this whole big world, we are connected.
Yes.
No matter which way, but we are.
Beautiful. Dr. Rahat.
Yes, that's my painting behind you. I am basically, I can say I'm a figurative artist. I've been painting figures, but I've painted landscapes and still lifes as well. And for my PhD thesis, which I did from London, it was based on figuration and spirituality. So it was entitled Materializing the Spiritual in Contemporary Painting in Pakistan. So what my work deals with is the human condition, you know, what it entails to be human. Being a human, you know, you experience so many things. There is happiness, there is joy, there is suffering, there is pain. There is, you know, thinking, a lot of thinking going on. So all that makes us a human. So most of my work is based on that, you know. So in this painting particularly, you see this old man. He is like his hands are up in prayer. And it's again a social political comment as well. Because of the problems that have been going on in our country. So it's kind of a prayer, a supplication, and to kind of the image of the so-called, you know, the religious leaders has been, religious scholars I should say, has been tarnished. But then there are people who are genuine, who are spiritual, who really understand what spirituality is. So I use this model to do that. And basically I've done a lot of landscapes as well, which is like, you can say, sometimes when you want to escape from the reality of the harshness of life, or the hard realities, socio-political realities that you face. So painting kind of takes you away and invites the viewers as well to kind of have a catharsis, because the whole community, you know, is going through the same thing. And looking at a work of art kind of helps you to release your emotions, to share whatever the artist is showing. And so art has a very important role in life. It's something which needs to be encouraged in countries like, you know, Tanzania or Pakistan, where there are so many other issues. Yeah. But so why we came here was like we needed to, you know, we have been colonized as well. And since the last 70 years or so, although we have gained independence, but the influence of the West has been there a lot. But now we wanted to kind of explore other territories where we see more, you know, commonalities in many ways. So this was our venture here, and fortunately we were able to, you know, get on with it, and we were able to organize it because of the High Commissioner. Pakistan's High Commissioner, His Excellency Muhammad Salim. I think without him we would not have been able to do it, because he lent us all the support, everything. It's not easy to bring over a show, you know, of paintings, because these are very expensive items, and to, you know, to bring them, you know, in a way that they reach safely. And so it was a kind of collaboration with the High Commission and For Art's Sake, which is Amna's kind of project. And part of that was this Badban. We named the exhibition Badban. Badban means a sail, a mast. A sail.
We saw so many.
It's a mast. It's a ship in sail, you know.
Yeah.
So we thought maybe this was a very apt title because we were crossing the seas to come over to Tanzania, and we were making new contacts. We were reaching out to new kind of territory. So this is all that was behind it. Yes.
So when we look at this work that is here in Tanzania, the National Museum, how many years of work plus experience are we looking at? Because it's really beautiful. And now really I'm talking to Tanzanian artists and those watching the Monday agenda. So this work, how many years of experience are we looking at so that they also learn that with patience and endurance they can be able to produce beautiful similar works.
In fact, there are different slots, I'll say. There are artists, there are seasoned artists who have contributed, and in fact, yesterday I was making a comment in my speech also that I mentioned few names who are part and parcel and the crown of this exhibition, because that's the spirit, that you extend yourself to the artists who are emerging artists. Like you will see the gel of 3 different slots. There are seasoned artists, then there are their contemporaries, and then their young, upcoming voices. Because usually in exhibitions, people curate shows with their own thought and mind. And they just try to bring one slot in one way.
That's true.
But here you'll see a mix. So that was giving the support to the emerging artists that we are part of you. Then contemporary who are touching one hand is touching to the seasoned artist and one is still coming out from the emergence. So it's a very interesting mix, and artists have different experience. Like I'm just talking about Ijazul Hassan. He has been contributing from, I don't know, 40 years, maybe 40, 50 years, 50 years. And he has contributed as a teacher, as an art enthusiast, as a writer, that what I just mentioned, that they have contributed. Then Jamal Shah, that's amazing that he's also coming from a very tribal area, Balochistan, which is part of Pakistan. And he has been a seasoned artist who's been an actor. He has acted in Hollywood films. He makes his own films. He sings. He is running an art institution called Hunar Kada, which means a talent house, for past 30 or 25 or 40 years. And he's contributing also. Like all these people are role models. That is the spirit we are trying to promote. And then there is an artist called Kaleem Khan, who also comes from Quetta. He's teaching in Fine Arts Department, Quetta. Then there are many other artists like Masood Kohari. He is also a mentor in a way that he, half of his time he spends in France and brings new ideas and works with them, and then he comes back to Pakistan and then contributes that. And he worked in different genres. Then there are different artists. If I start naming them, you'll be amazed. There are young artists. There are Ali Azmat, who's also teaching, Mughis Riaz, he's also teaching, and they're running their own art institutions also. That's the spirit of this exhibition, that we are the contributors. We are the developers. We are not thinking just for ourselves, that we can build a paradigm. Like Rahat made a comment, and I'll second it, that I have no doubt saying that I'm 60 years old. At this age, I feel that I should now work in a way, still work in a way, that I can take my team along. I could have brought my own exhibition, just thinking of myself. But this is the message, that team matters.
Team matters.
Team matters.
Absolutely.
If I can appreciate and give credit to Mr. Salim, that people like him, we need around.
Absolutely.
He is not here just ambassador of our own country, but he's pride of everyone. He gave opportunity to Tanzanians. He just made us visible to this scene just because of his passion towards the country. And such people, they are the heroes, basically. This is what I feel, that quietly, subtly, you make your impression without making a big bang. Like your work speaks of yourself.
Absolutely.
And this is the spirit which I think that we have joined hands with, and people with the same motivation and thought can join hands together. This is the message, that we should cross our own limitations and move forward and bring the message of peace together.
Absolutely.
Because no matter what the differences are, we are fighting those differences as well. There are political, religious, spiritual, individual differences, and the organizations are changing and people are moving, but those individuals, they make the difference. No matter what the scene scenario is, you make the difference. Your smile can perk us up.
And
That's
this
the
artist
thing.
just puts that beauty in
Yes,
it. Absolutely.
yes.
And that was actually another question that I wanted to ask, but you've preempted me that. How do you then ensure, the young people coming up, the sustainability of the work? But you've answered it very well. This is the Monday Agenda, and the Monday Agenda today is celebrating the cultures of Pakistan through an art exhibition that has been well curated by our two very important guests on the Monday Agenda, Dr. Rahat and Ms. Amna, and we are just enjoying this beautiful art as we celebrate the 75 years of independence of Pakistan. As I said, 60 years to Tanzania coming soon in December this year.
Yeah, carry on.
I know, over the years, you just said you're 60, but over the years doing this work, I'm sure you have encountered, both of you and your teams behind you, you've encountered a lot of challenges. So what are some of these challenges, and how did you overcome them? And this is again the lesson to all the artists watching the Monday Agenda.
Yes. I'll just say one thing.
Okay.
That your own intentions, number one, they matter. What is the motivation behind what you want to do? And if you are confident and in line with that motivation within yourself, and you have this faith that whatever you are promoting and doing and trying to do, it should be a thing which is collective. Like that is the process of this whole life. This whole world has been created, and we are coming to that point that individually a solo flight will remain always a solo flight. People remember them as well, but team matters. And the hurdles which you usually come across are the individuals. Like you are not out of yourself yet to promote someone else. You are just going round and round around yourself. That if I want to do something, why shouldn't I be doing it? Why somebody else is doing it? And this competition at times is very positive, but it won't, this is my experience, that it won't take you far.
It won't.
So it's always good to join hands, because as a human being, I'll just say one thing, that it's a package. God has kept that balance. If I'm a good singer, maybe you're a good dancer. If I can talk well, you can write well.
Absolutely.
So we should be proud of whatever we have, and gratitude is the way out.
Yes.
I have seen that human beings, God has gifted them, no matter what. There are problems, there's no doubt about it, but there should be a way out to it, and there's always a way out to it.
Okay.
And the message is that never lose hope.
You've just reminded me of one of Africa's famous proverbs. It says, if you want to go fast, go alone.
Yes.
But if you want to go farther, go together. So
Yes.
this, as you're talking, I was just contemplating on, that message. Thank you so much. Doctor, you want to share some of the challenges, and how did you encounter them? I've picked teams and working together. Yes.
Actually, you were talking about the constraints we might have faced as artists.
Yes.
Actually, the area which is now Pakistan has a very long history. it has a long cultural history. We have had several very old civilizations there as well, like the Indus Valley civilization and the Harappa civilization and the Gandhara civilization, and all those, and then we had the Mughals, the great Mughals who ruled India. That was the Muslim influence there. So the artists of Pakistan now have subconsciously or unconsciously, they have absorbed all those influences and it manifests in their work. So if you, art, as you know, any art form, any classical art form, you cannot reach, attain perfection or a certain kind of standard until and unless you've gone through the rigors of training, of practicing, of contemplating. So painting is the same. I mean, ever since I graduated, there has been this constant struggle of, painting and kind of applying oneself and looking at, trying to create meaningful work, something which can contribute towards the well-being of society. I think that's a primary role of the artist, that the artist is a contributor in kind of helping society. And and as a teacher, I think it's been a very, very enriching experience to interact with the younger generation. And in this exhibition, as Amna has mentioned, it's, you have the very senior, seasoned artists, then you have the in between, the younger, between the older and the younger ones, and then you have the very young ones. And you can see that passion in their work, their involvement, and Pakistani art scene is actually very vibrant. It is, the artists are exploring so much, and their names are, they are all over the world. So Pakistani art is kind of projecting. Art actually projects your culture, the people you are, your way of living, the way you think, so that you can see in the work. You can see a variety of things, subject matter in these paintings, because that is all what our region, what our country is all about. So it's like sharing those experiences and telling the world about ourselves. And the motive of coming here, of course, is to kind of make new bonds, make new connections.
Just with one message, I'll just add to it, that we just met few artists here, and I was just thinking that we are going to involve them in a Zoom meeting. Mm-hmm. So that will be the first connection with the artists as well.
Absolutely. Taking it forward.
Yes.
Absolutely. A myth, but you can clear it or just confirm it. Art, such as yours, contemporary art, they say most times, it's a thought that comes maybe at 3 o'clock in the morning.
No,
or is it? Yeah, it does. And then when that happens, you wake up and grab your
Yes,
work,
you just record your thing, and it's just like a memory, it stays there.
Yes.
And as I said, every individual has a different thought process, but for me, events, social surroundings, something triggers it. And at times, the nature, the beauty, the color, the people, I'm admiring the colors here. And I was just thinking that just a quick watercolor, especially that tree outside, the ocean, it's amazing. And the joy, the expressions God has made, like as I was just sharing with Rahat, that these features, they have so much beauty. Artists can see through you. Yes. That's the main thing. They can touch your soul because they are not looking into the ordinary things or perspective. Yeah. They just penetrate in, and just with this feeling that God has created us, and just think of Almighty that what must have His canvas that we all are fitting in.
Actually, I would just
beautifully.
add to what Amna has said. You know, the artist, he does get inspired, suddenly,
Yes.
even at 3 o'clock at night,
Yes.
or if you've seen something. But then there's a process involved. You can be very, very angry at something. You can be very, very happy at something. But you can't straight away go on to the canvas and, start depicting that. When you start your work, actually, you have to be very calm, very tranquil, so that whatever you have absorbed or whatever your inspiration has been, you are able to calmly compose it and try to get the message across. Whatever you went through, the inspiration, which was very temporary and very strong, but then when you start the process, the creative process, then it takes time, it involves so many things, it involves basically how you are going to compose it, the colors you are going to use, the symbolic meanings of those colors, and so many things that
And it keeps on changing.
yeah, it keeps. There is no 2 + 2 makes 4 in art. There are no rules that you can kind of follow in art. It's always 2 + 1 is equal to is art. It's art.
Whatever answer is correct.
Yes,
That's
yes,
art.
that's art.
We're really running short of our time, sadly, and I really love, and I am sailing with you in this world of art as you're explaining. But probably my last question. Looking onto all this beautiful work, looking onto all the journey you've heard from the beginning, God knows how long, but the experience, the passion, the motivation, what does the future hold? What's there that we should really look up to and say, wow, this is really art?
I think painting the truth,
Yeah.
painting the inner truth, and making and being sincere with your work, painting what is the reality. That is the future of art.
Yes.
That is the future of art, to connect with the people and to kind of put across your ideas and all your joys and all your fears and all your happiness. You share it with the people, and that is bringing the community together. And of course, painting has taken so many directions. It's into installation and video installation and oil paint. There are no boundaries left now. But I feel, as an artist, I think that work is successful which touches your heart, with which you can relate to. And if you are able to produce that kind of art, that kind of work, then you've done your bit.
Yes, you have to say.
They're different. Like, the art has changed over the period of time. It's
Yes.
amazing that people are making art, as I said, for art's sake also.
Yes.
And people are making art for themselves also. Basically, what I feel is art is an interpretation of your soul and yourself. But surroundings, your political scenario, your religious interference, everything has played a role in artists' work. But basically, it's a record. That's the main thing. Like a writer writes a book, an artist paints on canvas. We have all these impressions of, just like I was just painting, when I was painting those sketches of old city of Lahore, like that is gone history. But now we are recognizing and realizing, no, we have to declare it a heritage place, and we should maintain it as it is, because things are evolving. Now art has changed. There will be a blank canvas, and you are standing in front of it, and you're saying that what is it all about? Whether it's a shape, what is the artist thinking about it? Because it starts that dialogue and debate. Basically, artist is a connection between the viewer and the artist's work himself. So there are quite a lot of pieces here also which will just like trigger that question, that what was this artist, what does he want to say? So basically, these are the questions which we start.
One more
And
thing,
yes,
we
please,
must add.
please.
I'm just adding to what you're saying. We must remember that art is a product of its time.
Yes.
You cannot paint in a vacuum. You will paint what you have around you. So what Amna is saying is the same thing, that what we are seeing, that is what we are painting.
Yes.
And the positivity, the job of the artist is to bring out the positivity and play his role.
And I would really like to end the program. I'm not sure if those are your own words or you've taken a quotation from somewhere, that art is the work of its own time.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
so it's really a beautiful.
You made the statement.
Yes, you absolutely. I had other more questions, but I think we'll look onto them next time, inshallah. But really, thank you so much, and you've really made the Monday agenda insightful, and I wish you all the very best on your next endeavors, and looking so much forward to the futures of art. Yes. And with me on the program were Dr. Rahat and Miss Amna, who are the curators of this beautiful exhibition here at the National Museum. We really thank them. They've traveled all the way from Pakistan to come and show us their beautiful work of art that, that they're taking around the whole world for art's sake. I'm your host, Austin Makani. Until next time, thank you so much for watching the Monday Agenda. Thank you so much for coming to the program.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for inviting us.
Great pleasure.